All right, this is a quick down and dirty how to clean your muzzle loader. Probably the fastest, easiest, cheapest way you can do it. So first things first, so we're gonna be using hot water. That's the secret behind this whole deal. So first thing I do, get the water hot. I'll fill a little glass here with hot water and take out the breech plug. And we're just gonna let that soak in that glass or in that hot water. Next thing is we're gonna let that hot water run down the barrel, and hot water breaks up black powder and grease and oil like nobody's business. So you could probably just use hot water. You could probably get away with not using any type of cleaner or anything, but I have a cleaner, so that'll be the next step. Anyways, let that hot water run through there, do its job. That's probably good enough. Then the next thing I'll do, we'll take this wire brush through there and just kind of make sure anything that, might have been kind of lodged on there gets broke free. And again, this is just the quick, easy, and perfectly sufficient way of putting your muzzle loader away for the winter. So run that through a couple times. This is like a 20 gauge wire bristle right on the end of the ramrod that comes with the gun. And I'll just go ahead and rinse out whatever that might have broke free. Rinse that out. And the next thing we'll do is I'll run a clean patch through there. Again, I think this step is optional, but I have the cleaning patches. Most people do. If you have a normal gun cleaning kit at home, then you'll probably already have this stuff. So I'll just run a clean patch through it and just see what I get. See how dirty it is. With all we did so far was just some water. So let's see. Okay. So, that's the very first patch that we've ran through, and all we've done is run hot water through. That's pretty darn good for a muzzle loader. So I'm just gonna flop that patch over again and run it through again. Extra pusher here. Get it out. Patch number 2. And then the last thing I'll do is just run a couple dry ones. Just some dry patches. We'll get that water dried out. And I know this method, or this, might seem like a pretty crude system, and it is. You can nerd out on this all you want. You can use all kinds of products. You can, take this as nerdy as you want, but here, this is the second dry patch I've ran through. That's clean. There's nothing on that. So, last thing we'll do is you can use whatever you want. If you watched any of my videos in the past, I used Crisco because it just doesn't really matter. Whatever type of lubricant you can put down in there to prevent rust and force out any type of moisture that might be left in there. That's the whole goal. So, like I said, you could use Crisco. I'm using some other type of like boar butter, grease type stuff. But anyways, yeah, last step to the barrel anyways is we'll run some grease through there. That's probably like about way too much. That's probably twice as much as I need. I'm gonna wipe some of that off. And yeah, run a grease patch through this thing. like I said, just kind of coating the barrel and giving it a nice little protection barrier while it sits in my safe for the next year till I get it out again. So that's that. Now the last thing that we got to do is get back to this breech plug that we were letting soak. So, I mean, that's just letting it soak. And I guess I didn't show you what it looked like before, but I mean, just letting it soak, it's pretty clean. There's not really anything else I need to do to that. So the lube I'm using, again, I'm not biased whatsoever, but it's this natural lube, I guess. Natural lube 1000 plus. Like I said, I really don't care what you put in there. No joke. Last year I used Crisco just to prove a point, and my gun is perfect. So you do want to make sure your breech plug is cleaned out, and so you can use a needle or just whatever you can find. This is an actual breech plug pick here, a breech plug needle. Just make sure that's cleaned out, and then they sell these little what do you call these?
Pipe cleaners.
Yeah, they sell these pipe cleaners that are actually like have little metal wire bristles in them, and I just kind of stick that in as far as it'll go and just sort of clean it out, get stuff clean. So the object here is you need to be able to see through your breech plug. So you want to be able to see a hole through your breech plug. That's how the flame, that's how the primer is able to ignite the powder. So when I put it away, I make sure that sucker is clean, which it is. Make sure there's no moisture. Okay, and then that little extra bit of lube that I had on there, the last step is you gotta lube these threads. This is an important step with any muzzleloader. You gotta make sure that you lube these threads up. If you don't, especially if there's any moisture, but even if there's not, if there's a little black powder residue on there, black powder is super corrosive. So if you thread this in with no lube and let it sit in your gun until next year, chances are you're not gonna be able to get this back out. Or it's gonna take a tool or some WD-40 or something. So let's avoid all that and put a little bit of lube. Again, whatever you got, whatever type of lube you got, but put some lube on those threads and don't get any in the hole, because again, now you're blocking it. So blocking that flame from shooting through. Anyways, that's it. We're gonna put we've got our barrel cleaned out, we've got it dried out, we've got a lubrication inside the barrel, we've got a little bit of lube on the threads, and that's it. Put it away for the year. You can do that, and however long that just took me, that's it. Maybe a 10-minute at the most, 10-minute process, and that's it. It doesn't have to be difficult, it doesn't have to be overcomplicated, but it does have to be cleaned at the end of the season. All right, so if you liked that video, if you found any value in that, then go ahead and hit that like button, as it really helps my channel. Thanks for watching.